What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. Before we get into the things, I am just going to remind everyone, hey, if you are finding value in this content, you do appreciate the content that we provide to you for absolutely no cost to you on a daily basis, on a consistent basis, then please hit that like button and support the channel. It will put a smile on my face. Let's get into it. So guys, today we have a canary in the coal mine. All right. So when we were at the bottom down here, our canary in the coal mine over here, when everyone was freaking out, was IWM. Today it's Apple. So let's start off with Apple, and I'm just gonna go over this point, and then we can move through the rest. We're not gonna spend too much time going over the daily time frame today, because there's not really much that we could pull out of it. It's not really gonna be useful because we're still just sitting up here in this range. But this is useful. All right, so you have Apple coming in contact with this trend line right here. I'm just going to put this line on my chart right about there. So yeah, all right, guys, here we go. Last time you hit here, all right, was your bottom. Last time you hit there, there's a second time you hit it, bottom. All right, another time you hit it, bottom. All right, right here you didn't hit it, but as you see, you know, this was your opportunity. Right over here, you hit it, bottom. All right, it was right there, and then you went off to the races. Now, on each one of these times, how high did Apple rally? How much did Apple rally after that? $14 from this one, trough to peak. $11 from this one, trough to peak. $8 from this one, about $8 again from this one. I mean, you really got the lowdown here, but we'll just call it right here. $9. So yeah, one of these times, eventually this thing's going to break. But you know what, guys? What we do here is we connect the dots. We bring order to the chaos. If you're a fan of that, then, you know, follow along. If you're not already subscribed, I'm going to tell you my guarantee to you. All right, this is my promise to you. I guarantee that you will consistently find insights that you will not find anywhere else on the internet here on this channel. That's what I can consistently bring to you guys, and this is just another one of those. All right. You have your 4-hour RSI down there in the same spot that you had all of these other big bounces that led to, you know, $5 to $15 moves there. All right, so we'll call it $10 moves. Now, Apple did not have a, oh, you actually did have a divergence coming right up here, but Apple didn't really come and hang out in this resistance zone too much before it got slapped back down. You see, we got this one little wick up there. All right, guys, so what I'm saying right here is it makes sense to me to get this one last leg back up. All right. I'm just going to tell you ahead of time. It is conflicting compared to what we're seeing over here on QQ. It's conflicting. I can't do anything about it. Don't get mad at the messenger. I'm just the messenger. There's that. Yes, the big sell's loading, but again, I'm going to tell you guys right now, all right, this week, SPY is still being propped up. That is the thing. You either need that catalyst, the black swan catalyst that is not being priced in, not being thought about by the market, that can, you know, has the capability of causing that panic selling that then causes the dealers to flip short because they're better have to pay out all these puts, so they gotta do what they gotta do, just like we always gotta do what we gotta do. And yeah, then you have one of these things. So eventually that is going to be the case, but we do have this RSI in the same spot as these other times. So when this trend is finally really broken and we finally do start that big move down, all right, does it make sense that we're starting it right here? No, I don't think it does make sense that we're starting it with the RSI right here. That's what I'm getting at. All right, because if you were to break down from here, all right, you're probably going to come here and you're going to fill this gap. Yeah, right here. All right, you're probably going to just break down, and let's change it right here. So the gap is 167.04. 167.04. That would be your bear trap, and then you would probably, with all likelihood, from there, you would probably form your bullish divergence here on your 4-hour RSI, and then you would get a significant move. All right, you would get, like, I'm not saying you would be loading up for another one of these, but all I'm saying is like, hey, all right, if you're going to go down there and you're going to form that bullish divergence and you're going to pair that up with a gap fill, you're probably going to get a decent sized bounce coming out of there. So this is what I'm getting you guys with. All right, I'm not saying I know we're about to bounce here. I'm saying we're either about to bounce here. We're going to go back up here and test probably, 175-ish again up there. Or we fall here, we break this trend line. Now I understand you already had your closes under there. I get that, okay? But you're gonna break this trend line, and you're gonna come here, and you're likely gonna bounce off 167.04, the gap fill. And then you get significant bounce like that, and boom, maybe that is a big enough drop to then suck in a bunch more, you know, people into shorts or puts. And there you go. You got enough fuel to get up here, because like I've been talking about, guys, Apple is in a blow off top process. Like, we're getting up to the spot, or to these levels where this is like actually on the table, blow off top. And all blow off top is when, you know, it's like a mountain, guys. All right, look at it this way. You got one side of the mountain's going straight up, and then once it hits the peak, it just kind of goes straight down. All right, it's vertical. It's not vertical, it's a slight slope, but like it looks vertical. Why is it vertical though? All right, in terms of a stock chart, why would we get that move? Because you're going up, buying, 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 boom. Automatically, no one's willing to buy, and there's only sellers, and that's when you stop getting this cluster of price action here, and that's when you get something like boom, 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 boom. There you go. All right, so as I pointed out in the, I think it was actually yesterday's video, pointed out that NVIDIA over here just didn't have that going on here, and Apple also didn't have that going on. Now, we did have a topping tail pop up yesterday on NVIDIA, but I would personally not be shorting this one just yet, guys. And why? Because we don't have signs of that blow off top. All right, look what happened here. You very quickly went up, and then you just didn't have the freaking, like over here, you very quickly started your descent there. You had this one big day. All right, look, you had this topping tail up there, and then you started your descent. Over here, every time you get these dips, they're slow dips, and they make higher highs, and then you get another leg up. So until you start seeing the price action literally start proving that you're going to start going down, I'm just saying it's still the same risky short that we were talking about over here. It's still, it's risky. All right. If you want to open up 6-month puts, yeah, you're probably going to do extremely well opening them up right here. But guess what? All right, I'm guessing like the vast majority of people do not want the gain that comes with 6-month puts, and they want the gain that comes with shorter dated options. And that's just, you know, this is a risky player. All right, it's a risky name to be going and, like, you know, trying that with, and unless you start getting it to like prove itself, and that's when you can start scalping these short-term options. And it's probably, you know, instead of being in that uptrend, being able to scalp to the upside, you'll be able to scalp to the downside. So that's how I'll be playing the video whenever the time comes. But yeah, back over to Apple, guys. So we, like, literally, here are my two scenarios. We're either going to pop our head up here. We're going to probably come up and form a bearish divergence over here, maybe on the daily. Well, yeah, on the daily, that would definitely be forming. But maybe on the 4-hour over here, you pop up. Maybe it's a, you know, triple bearish divergence over there, or we maybe just form a new one. All right, this is that last week where we have that. I'm not saying potential to move up, but this is the last week the market over here, SPY, will be propped up. All right, so you know what happens when the options market is not holding up. Yeah, you know, the equities market. You know, bad things could happen. We could finally break down from this range. I'm just saying, they've been holding this for so long now. We do have like I pointed this out, like it was probably about a week ago. I don't know. When we came down here, is whenever we came down here and then hopped up here, I pointed this out. We have like a head and shoulders now. So that is also a thing. So we have this. All right. You just have these bearish patterns. So like, I'm just going to say right now, yeah, I'm assuming we are going to be breaking down like the big sell, the big move out of this range that we've had on SPY. It's likely going to be a sell. I don't think it's going to be a buy. Like I've showed you guys, like, you know, ever since the sellers established their territory over here, they've defended it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Nope, come on, over here. Which actually, guys, a thought just popped in my mind. Guys, record. So these videos are so easy to record compared to that course. All right. That sucks because it's going to be free and I'm putting so much time into it. But, you know, I just want a good product. I want it to be free so, you know, everyone gets access to it. Yeah, I will tell you right now, holy sweet baby Jesus, making these short, concise videos that are sweet and to the point are so freaking hard for you, boy. All right. I'm talking the intro video. So I've just been recording them, you know, not in any particular order, just because, you know, after I have to figure out what order well, I mean, I have a rough order right now, but there are a few that I can stick anywhere. So yeah, I don't have, you know, a, you know, list you know, there's no order I'm recording these in, but yeah, the freaking intro video, guys, took like, oh boy, your boy was starting to rip his hair out. All right, it took like a freaking hour to record. We're talking like a 3-minute video. I think it was like a 3.5-minute video. Not even an intro video. It was setting up your chart video. That's what it was. I did not record the intro one yet. Setting up your chart video freaking took your boy. The other ones, all right, I recorded 4 other ones besides that. They did not take an hour, but this one took so long. There had to have been like 15 retakes. It was redonkulous because it's perfect, and now you're almost at the end, and boom, you say one thing wrong. You just got to redo the whole thing. And you know what? Actually, I could edit, but you know, your boy doesn't like editing, so there's that. All right, back into the charts. I'm sorry, I got a little off topic there, but you know what? We've been hitting it with some shorter videos, so it's okay. I want to point out, guys, over here on ES, you perfectly got slapped down right at the trend line over here, and then you did the same thing right here. I told you guys that, you know, I'm going to be watching this range here on ES. They very much so can do this all week. All right, the week started right here. You started here. Do you guys see? Let me get rid of that. All right. The week started right here. All right, so we started up here. Do you guys see a pattern? Are you just getting traded flat here? You see that? All right. How do I know they're not just going to bring you back down here and then boom, you come back up to the top of the range, and there you go. But either way, this is the trend line clearly being respected. I'm watching it here on the 15-minute time frame of ES, and then you also have SPY's trend line clearly being respected. This is on the 3-minute time frame. You could see this is clear as day. This is exactly where you got rejected from. But yeah, I think I drew this one on the hourly time frame. Regardless, these are all of its touch points. And guys, you break that, it opens up the door to come up here to this 415, 417 resistance up here at this the blue box. The sellers have, you know, they marked the territory, and they've been guarding their territory. So, you know, if that's like, I'm just saying, it's happened so many times at this point, and we're right. Like, this is the last week that the SPY here has to be propped up in order for the dealers not to pay out like mass amounts of puts under, like, you know, the 405. Honestly, it starts at the 410 strike, all right, and then 405, and then 400 is a big one, 390 is a big one. But yeah, like, this is the last week that SPY really needs to be propped up. And, you know, we got the debt ceiling. So, you know, that thing is happening. I showed you guys what happened in 2011. Not good things happened in 2011 over like 3 weeks. I think you fell like, actually just look back so I don't misquote here. All right. 2011 was over here, I believe. Yeah, right here. All right. So over 3 weeks, guys. So this was the debt ceiling fiasco back then. And now we have our debt ceiling fiasco here. Yeah, 18% in 3 weeks. That's absolutely absurd. All right. If that happens today, SPY's coming under the current low. And yeah, we're going to be in COVID territory. And yeah, you guys see this is the COVID high over here. Once you're under there, guys, oh, price is, I mean, we saved it over here. Guess what? All right. We had, you know, everything it took to really fall over there. Your boy did not pay attention to the dealers as much back then. The derivatives market, your boy just did not. And, you know, that was, you had a sick, nasty recipe for a squeeze over there. And now when I see the setup, guys, again, yeah, it'll be screaming right in my face, just like it's been screaming in my face here, screaming in my face here, screaming in my face over here. All right. But yeah, guys, you have that move again. You're coming down here, the 338.25 gap fill. This is actually the zone that your boy has been calling out as a, you know, bear market bottom for quite some time now, like a major low. And it's literally just taking this support right here and then going with this gap fill right there. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. That's like, you know, there's no reason to bring it up. All the way down there, guys. We'll keep just covering price action on the daily basis here on the channel. And look at that. So you are looking like you do want to break up. And I'm just going to say right now, all right, you got slapped down yesterday, and now you have came up and you've actually made a higher high. This does look like, you know, you are looking like you are going to be rallying. And like I was saying over here, Apple, the largest component over here in SPY QQQ, has a recipe to rally. All right, you come over here to the hourly time frame. And now this is another thing that I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at. So right now, your boy has 2 170s, and then he has 3 172.5s that, you know, those didn't go too well from the open. But Instead of doubling that position, I did end up, I saw this bullish divergence. That is when I took it like right about right here. And I was like, yeah, this thing, I think it was on this candle as it was going up. But yeah, all right, this paired with what we got over here on the hourly time frame, all right? Like if we make a new low, it's just going to put in a bullish divergence here. We're probably going to have a significant bounce, but like, guys, this is where you have like not your major bounces like I was pointing out on the 4-hour RSI over here, but you have the 1-hour RSI, all right? You come down here the last few times you had this pop up, all right? You still had like that, decent $1 to $2 bounce up over here. All right, you hit that very quickly. This is on the hourly time frame, so that happened intraday here, which I'm actually looking at right now. Was it intraday? No, it wasn't. This is an after hours move. Regardless, right? Like that's $3, $4 move right there. Right over here, you're just looking for this little bounce up. Next 2 hours, you bounce up $1 or so there. Bounce up 240. All right, given a 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, that's all I'm getting at, guys. I'm looking for a bounce here. I don't know how big that bounce is going to be, but if we are going to start that big sell, I assume Apple's going to be leading the way. And if Apple's looking like this, then I don't think it's going to be leading the way to the downside. I think it's probably going to lead the way to a bounce. I think you'd probably just come down here and you probably get one heck of a bounce because now you have your 4-hour oscillators, probably with the bullish divergence on them. Yeah, you're setting yourself up, guys. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is why I watch Apple. This is the only reason I watch Apple. It is always going to be an early indicator as to like what we are seeing on SPY and QQQ. So there's that. Now, the other factor that I'm still like, I'm weary of downside on the indices until this freaking gap gets filled. Guys, I've been watching this hourly gap since last week. I think it's last week. Yeah, the first. All right. So yeah, we're going on. No, not last week. It's been 2 weeks now, 2.5 now. That we just have left open this gap. Every time we have these gaps, guys, we typically come back down and fill the gaps before, VIX goes off to the races. That's just something that I continuously see happen. VIX there's not an 80% chance of gaps being filled like there is on the S&P 500. There is a 100% chance of gaps being filled on the VIX. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So when is it going to be? I don't know. All right, I got no idea. But we have the largest component of SPY and QQ over here looking like this, and then you have VIX still with an unfilled gap, and your 4-hour oscillators were up here suggesting, and again, this is where I was saying we're either going to come up right here. This is where I was saying we're going to come up here and reject. We're probably going to come up here, and I said that as if I knew what was going to happen. No, guys, I did not know what was going to happen. I just, yeah, this is just probabilities. That's all we deal with here on the channel. That's all I show you, okay? There's some people who still comment, and they're like, oh, so you think it could go up or down? No, like, yes, that's completely obvious, all right? I'm just showing you, like, for example, like today, guys, what I'm kind of getting at, we have a very high likelihood that we are about to see the final leg up. And I'm being consistent with this, guys. All right. Whenever this freaking jaw-dropping move over here on QQ stops, whenever this comes to an end, all right, you're going to extremely likely start to see that big sell. All right. That is, and it's probably going to come quick. Just letting you guys know. All right. That is just my current opinion. And look at that. You are getting rejected right at it again. So yeah, I'm going to be watching for a 15-minute close above here. That's what I want to see over here on SPY. I know you got above over there. I don't care. All right. I'm watching that. That's going to prove to me that you have what it takes to start getting up here. All right. But as of right now, you actually do have like this kind of a perfect spot for like if you were playing calls, guys. All right. And you enter them down here. This is a perfect spot to start taking them profits. Look, you have a double top. And you also are at trend line resistance. Yeah, it breaks out, but these are just those things that you do while you're trading in the zone. Just literally, like for example, all right, I took a call trade. I think it was yesterday. I also had a put trade, but yeah, the call trade gave me like, I think it was a quick like around 10%. I ended up taking off one. I think it was at like 7 or 8% or whatever. I don't remember what it was. But then, yeah, I just didn't like the price action. Then it literally, I got to, it went down, came back up, sold, got out for break even. But like, hey, because I had like initially taken one off originally, so now you're only 2/3 in the position as well. It wasn't really like a mental battle to pull the trigger on just like, hey, just get out, screw this price action. You guys see what was going on here? All right, you don't want to be dealing with this. I think it was right before this thing happened, actually. Guys, just if you're nervous about something, all right, there's like only really one reason. There's two reasons actually that can come about, which one is you think you know what comes next, which actually that's the reason you get yourself into the second reason right here, which the second reason is you are oversized. You shouldn't be nervous in a position unless you are oversized. You think you know what's going to happen. And look at that, breaking out past Apple resistance. This is why I was saying, like, this is my canary in the coal mine this time around. This is the largest component of SPY QQQ, guys. If this thing is looking like this on its trend line, and you have this bullish divergence over here on the 15-minute time frame. I give it high odds that we're going to bounce coming out of here, and that's going to carry QQQ up. Obviously, guys, I'm seeing the same bearish divergence you guys are seeing. We now have a triple bearish divergence going on. We're slamming into the top of the trend line again up here with this rising wedge. It was clear as day. It was respected the other day. I told you guys, this is what I had this on my chart and I was just waiting to see. Over here, when we started making this is when I put it on the chart. It was originally an orange line. So if you're wondering why it's blue now, that's why I changed it. But yeah, these are just the things I do, guys. When I see things like it was with that touch point, that touch point, that touch point, and then we had that one, and then that one over there. I drew it on the hourly time frame, I believe. I just had it up because I was going to see, like, hey, is this going to be a valid short entry? It did prove to be like it was good. It was good. But yeah, if Apple's moving up, guys, QQ, I'm sorry. I know it's not going to be pleasing a lot of you. Maybe a lot of you have started loading puts like myself. But yeah, I'm just going to say, whenever this move ends, that's when you have your, you have your rug pull. But until this move ends, I'm serious, you just run the risk of continuous short squeeze here. Let's go over in NVIDIA. What I was just pointing out earlier in the video, guys, you don't have signs of a top. All right, you don't have this. You started to form that yesterday, but look at what's going on today. So, like, if this was to be a valid topping tail, you're going to see price come under here and break this low. You didn't. You're back up here. So, like, that's what I'm saying. We're not seeing the signs of that, the whatever it's called, the blow off top. We're just not seeing it yet. It's just not there. But yeah, guys, I don't want to keep talking in circles here. I am going to be watching VIX's gap fill at 1612, all right, on the hourly time frame. I'm going to be watching, I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to be watching Apple. QQ is, like, it clear as day is in a setup. You want to be taking dated put positions here, all right, on QQQ. You do not want to be going long here for the potential to go here. This makes no sense. That's $3 to the upside. Doesn't make sense. You want to be loading those dated put positions for, that, or just put position in general. This just isn't where I would be taking out longs here. That's what I'm getting at. If you want to play the long side, you can do what I did over here with Apple. All right, here you do have a setup to go long. But again, if you do see Apple start breaking down and say it comes under this low, all right, I'll just be watching for, like, I'll be watching for this next move down to be a bear trap, and then we get our big bounce. And then that wipes out a bunch of the shorts that just piled in. Maybe everything goes to another high. QQ goes up to another high. I don't know. All right. And then maybe the big sell comes. I don't know. But I'm going to keep playing it by ear. And if I see things, I'm going to let you know about things. All right. Right here, I'm just going to tell you right now. I think, like, my call here, I think we're probably going to see SPY come to the top of the range here, which is at 415. Just my guess, complete guess. Everything you find here is complete speculation, but you have SPY breaking out of its down. Well, it's trying to break out of its downtrend right here. All right, clear as day. You came up here. You still do have this. Now you have a triple top. You want to bust up over there, so it's not a triple top. I'll show you guys how to go about, charting this thing out right here. So you have your high. All right, you have your low. You have your high. All right, you're either going to bust up here and you're going to put in a higher high, and now you're off the races. All right, or you are going to come down here and take out this low, and that's going to validate this as a lower high. You did it right at your double top, which is kind of now a triple top. And there you go. We're probably going to see some more downside. And if you see this happen, then we probably do see maybe 408.87 get tapped, 407.27 get tapped. and maybe we see Apple come down here to what I just pointed out, and then we're going to see that'll be the bear trap, and then we go up for one more bull trap. That'll be that. But yeah, all right, guys, I don't want to sit here confusing you or anything like that. They're not looking the worst to me. Like, look, you came down, you've literally, look at this. This looks pretty juicy to me, all right? Pretty juicy to me. And that was also, this is when I was letting you guys know on the, right here, what was it? It was on the hourly CCI right here. This was, you know, I was pointing out, and this, again, this is just one of those examples of the continuous insights that I promise. That's my one guarantee that I will let you know. I'll sound my alarms when I see them. And this was just another one. I was saying I was pretty sure we're going to get a significant, like a decent sized bounce coming out of here, considering, you know, the last, like, I think it was like 11 times or something that we got that bounce. 2 out of those 11 times you went down and formed the bullish divergence on the hourly CCI, and then you were off the races, and look what ended up happening. All right. But yeah, guys, with that being said, please support the channel. If you want to come trade with us in the Discord, there's that. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Everybody have a lovely rest of your day, and peace.